Welcome to Around Kitsap. We're at the Eastside Baby Center West Sound. We're actually on Dawn Road in East Bremerton. Today we're going to learn about what this organization is doing for babies and young families in our community. Stay with us, we'll be right back. Joining me now is Angela Kennedy. Angela is the manager of special projects for Eastside Baby Corner. This is the parent organization of this little hubette, as Bob calls it. Angela, give us the background in the history of Eastside Baby Corner, please.
So Eastside Baby Corner was founded 26 years ago by Karen Ridlon. She was a pediatric nurse practitioner, and in her practice she was finding a lot of children who didn't have the things that they needed, the absolute essentials to be healthy and thrive. Children without diapers, children who were malnourished because they didn't have infant formula, children who didn't have a safe place to sleep. And so she literally started out of her own kitchen and garage, handing out a few items here and there, and her neighbors heard about it, and the community heard about it, and it pretty much just mushroomed into the organization that Eastside Baby Corner is today. We are based in Issaquah, but we serve all of East King County, from Bothell to Renton and from Mercer Island to Snoqualmie Pass. We touch about 700 children every week, and we do that by partnering with 169 different partner service programs, different agencies that work with families in crisis. The children don't actually come directly to Eastside Baby Corner. Mm-hmm. They are identified by the professionals in the field, social workers, public health nurses, Head Start teachers who work with these families and can say, this child needs this thing. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. They order from us. We have an online ordering system, just like any business out there. They place their orders. We fill those orders, package them all up, and have them ready to go. And once a week, they come by the hub or the hubette, like here in Bremerton, and that partner can pick up all of their stuff in 10 minutes, and boom, they're done, and they can deliver that directly to their families.
Wow. Angela, what has the Eastside Baby Corner see change over? How long have you been with the organization?
So I've been a volunteer for 18 years. I got involved wanting to help out, and just kind of got involved more and more and more in the organization. It has grown astronomically as we've been able to better serve the area that we have traditionally been in over on the east side. Needs have changed over time, right. As economics have changed, as families have encountered new kinds of stresses. We've seen different kinds of families come into the system that people might not expect, but people that are, living down the street from you, and then maybe dad gets sick and the car breaks, and mom needs to, stay home with dad, and there you are, you're in a tight spot. So families that are in different kind of situations than we used to see in the past.
The main hub of the Eastside Baby Corner is 8,000 square feet. Correct. Is that correct? So that's 4 times the space that we see here in Bremerton. But as Angela and I were talking about off camera, this one will probably rocket and grow and grow and grow.
We do expect this one to grow quite rapidly. Already there's been tremendous support from the community, and there is a huge list of potential provider partners that we can work with and interface with the families.
We're going to talk to Bev Kincaid next, who actually got this rolling. But tell us how important it is, Angela, for someone that's connected in the community to really make this happen. What's your impression on that?
It's absolutely essential. Community is one of the very important values that we hold at Eastside Baby Corner. Not only are we helping the community, but we're allowing the community to help itself. So we really count on the members of the community to come together. Everybody comes here to the hubette. They help do whatever needs to be done, everything from marketing to sorting diapers, and that helps make it work. So we were incredibly fortunate to have Bev and Barb and Bob as well come to us and say, we want to do this in our community, we want to make this happen. And to have that kind of support and those kind of connections has really allowed this to take off very quickly.
Thank you, Angela, for coming over and also for sharing what Eastside Baby Corner is all about. And when Angela came over today, she brought a toddler bed and some things from the Eastside Baby Corner that the West Sound location needed.
That's right. Well, thank you for having me.
But one more thing before we go. Tell us about expansion. What other communities are thinking about starting or are in the process of starting?
That's a great question. Certainly for Eastside Baby Corner, we've put a lot of focus here in Bremerton and the West Sound at the moment. We also have another hubette starting up in the North Shore area to serve the area north of Seattle, between Seattle and Everett. We have a sister organization that we work with fairly often that's actually in the city of Seattle called Westside Baby, and so we partner with them a lot, so they actually cover the city of Seattle. But the model's been actually replicated across the country. There are many clones of Eastside Baby Corner all the way out to Boston and Philadelphia and other places as well. So it's a model that seems to work and is taking off.
And it really is all about taking care of babies, which means taking care of moms as well. And thank you so much, Angela. Stay with us. We'll be right back. We're going to talk to Bev Kincaid next. She's the brains. Along with it, well, it's 3 Bs that we're going to talk to. Bev, Bob, and Barb. So stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back. We are at the Eastside Baby Corner, West Sound, and joining me is Bev Kincaid. If you don't know Bev Kincaid, you haven't been in town very long. Bev is very, very well known. She's been served on lots of boards, helped organizations get started, done some really fabulous work. She's majorly connected in this community, and she's a co-founder of this Eastside Baby Corner, West Sound. Bev, congratulations, number one, and thank you for doing this for our community.
My pleasure.
Bev, tell us, how did the idea of bringing Eastside Baby Corner to the West Sound, how did that happen?
Well, for me, it happened about 2.5 years ago, a little more than that. I was invited to an open house at Eastside Baby Corner in Issaquah, and I was awestruck at the work they were doing to help children thrive. And all the way home in that drive, through the messy traffic, it was a slow trip, I kept thinking, wow, I've been full circle in my life working with domestic violence programs, chemical disorder programs, mental health programs, homelessness programs, and housing programs. And so much of that stems from a child's beginnings. And we need to help those kids at the earliest stages, and that's what Eastside Baby Corner is doing. And possibly we could do this in Kitsap or in the West Sound region to help improve the lives of our littlest citizens.
So 2.5 years, and so you connected with Bob and Barb.
Correct.
And here we are today.
And here we are.
This facility opened April 2016.
Right.
Tell us about the process of, as you've learned, Eastside Baby Corner, both in Issaquah and Bremerton, work with service providers, not individually with people in need. How does Eastside Baby Corner West Sound bring on those service providers? Tell us about that process.
Well, the process, and just for your information, we have about a total of 70 service providers wanting to come on board with us, or some have already come on board with us. And it's a very deliberate, intensive process of screening the service providers and training them, because our ordering system, as you know, is online, and we have a whole menu that they can order from, and they can even customize their orders to a certain degree, such as this child hates pink, or this little boy loves dinosaurs, or
Nice.
and if we have that available, for that child's needs, we're going to customize it or include a storybook or a toy or whatever that child needs. So we're able to really zero in with the ordering system. Bob and Barbara manage most of the orders, and I think Barbara can give you additional information on that. We're pleased, very pleased so far with the providers, service providers that we've brought on board, and the changes that are happening in families' lives as a result of our efforts and their efforts.
Excellent. Bev, share with us some statistics and the homework you did before opening the Eastside Baby Center, West Sound.
Yes, this was vital. When we surveyed those service providers, we were quite amazed that 3/4 of them told us they could not always provide the items that their clients needed. And 60% of them said they had no room to store essential things for children in the age group that we're working with. And then a whopping 83% identified the 3 greatest needs as diapers, followed by car seats and formula.
Wow.
And those are items that we are able to provide. But I want to share some additional research that is both relevant to Kitsap County and, what's happening on the national level. In Kitsap County in 2015, we have every year an annual point-in-time homeless count. Doesn't capture everything, but it's a snapshot at that particular day. And there were 103 homeless families in Kitsap County on that particular day that were counted, and there were 132 children under the age of 5 that were literally homeless. That's tragic. Like in other research that I did, I found that 28% of the children under the age of 5 in the West Sound region live below 200% of poverty level.
200%.
Below 200% of poverty level. Pew Research, I always dig down into the numbers because it's very important. Pew Research found that the rate of food insecurity, not enough of what they need to thrive, of Kitsap children was 21.3%. That many children in Kitsap County were food insecure, which is consistent with reports from the American Academy of Pediatrics.
Food insecurity means worried about it. Worried, am I going to have lunch? Am I going to eat this weekend?
Right. And, the Backpack Brigade is a good example of how some of the food insecurity needs are being met. And I'm delighted to be a supporter and advocate for that organization. But food insecurity it's a big issue because that situation affects the health and development outcomes for kids, starting at that youngest age. And if you can imagine a mom diluting baby formula far more than it should be diluted in order to fill the child's tummy, but not, it doesn't nourish that early brain development. So, and the child's overall growth. So we're very happy that we were able to provide for formula, and not all of our formula is donated, and so when we do fundraising and are awarded funds, some of that money goes towards those special formulas that babies need.
That's Bev's expertise, looking for the research and bringing that research right home, right to Kitsap County. Bev, thanks for your work, especially in this Eastside Baby Center, West Sound, and we appreciate all your hard work, and congratulations, and thanks for all you do.
Thank you, and please come join us again sometime.
Welcome back to Around Kitsap. We're with another bee. This is Barbara Bendoli, and she is one of the founding members of Eastside Baby Corner West Sound. Barbara, tell us about your role, but before we start there, let's back up.
Okay.
Tell us how you came into this organization. How did you decide to bring this here?
Well, Bob Maynard and I, he probably mentioned this, he's my dad, and he's also my business partner. And we are contract grant writers for Eastside Baby Corner, or as we call it, EBC. And 2 years ago, I guess about 2 and almost 3 at this point, we attended their annual luncheon, which is an amazing feat to be seen. And their keynote speaker was a social work professor at the University of Washington. And he was talking about the value that EBC brings to a community. And he raised the question and he said, why are there not more of these in every community? And we actually sat back and we looked at each other and we went, okay, that's a really good question. Why aren't there more of these in every community? And we knew where we live. We're from Gig Harbor, and Bob is from Bremerton, so we know about the need out there. And we knew that there wasn't a service like this in the Kitsap Peninsula. So we brought Bev in, and she took a tour of EBC as well. And we all just kind of came together to bring this beautiful vision to reality. And we worked with Angela and the wonderful folks at Eastside Baby Corner. But it was a really lightning bolt moment for the two of us when we sat in that luncheon and just really were inspired. I mean, we'd always been committed to the mission of Eastside Baby Corner just from our work and just our love of the mission, but to really be inspired to bring what they do to other people.
Excellent. You'll see footage of Barbara helping service providers actually getting their orders. Tell us about that process, Barbara.
So the order process is really amazing. It starts at 3 o'clock on a Thursday. The orders have to be into our online ordering system by our partner providers. And they can order everything from a package of diapers to a can of formula to a full infant layette, which has clothing for the first year of their life. So they can really make specific orders on behalf of a specific child. So orders are in by 3 on a Thursday. That Saturday and Monday evening, Saturday morning and Monday evening, depending on how many orders, we all work together to fill the orders. And that's actually done all by volunteers. We're all volunteers, and it's not just Bob and I who fill orders. We engage our community, our volunteers, in doing that. And it's so much fun. I love giving a list of things to a volunteer and saying, you know, you're making a difference in this kid's life by giving them clothes. And they have a blast. They get to pick out outfits and like, oh, I think you'd really like this because it'll go with this. And oh, look at this fun toy. This little boy will love this tractor. And so it's a really fun way to engage our volunteers beyond just sorting. I mean, sorting is good and sorting is important, but to be able to have our volunteers fill the orders, they really get to see and feel what that child is receiving. So that the Saturday and Monday shifts, we fill the orders, and then that Thursday morning, our provider partners come in and they pick up the orders. So usually one representative from each partner provider will come in and pick up their orders and take them to the families in need. A lot of times that very day they go see the families.
Nice.
So it's within a week, it goes in and goes
right
out.
to the people that
It
need
does.
it. Another big part is Barbara's on the telephone, answering questions, interacting with potential donors, and people in the community that have heard about Eastside Baby Corner West Sound want to know more information about it. I'm sure that's not just you, but it's an important piece.
It is, and it's really a collaborative effort. Bob and I and Bev really work closely with each other. We all kind of have found things that we enjoy. In particular, Bev is really our community's outreach person. She does a wonderful job. She knows everybody, so it makes it easy to connect her with those in the community. Bob is amazing at operations. He does all the technical side of things. If there's questions about orders, he works on that side of things. But we all, and I usually run the shift when I'm here, so managing the volunteers, helping get the orders out the door, that sort of thing, giving assignments for filling orders. So it's really a beautiful collaboration of effort. And, it's all volunteer, and we really foster that. If a volunteer really enjoys working in a certain area, we encourage them to have that be their baby, so to speak. So if they really love toys, they can be the toy person, or if they love the workshop, they can be the workshop person. So we really encourage finding what your niche is and just loving it and enjoying it. And it's what brings people back. So
That's awesome. Barbara, thanks for your work. And really, we want to acknowledge the three Bs, Bev, Barb, and Bob. And also Angela.
Yes.
Because they
Three
were
Bs and
awesome.
an A.
Three Bs and an A. We're going to take a break. When we come back, Bob's going to show us the tour. He's going to show us really the process of intake, how things are sorted, worked on if necessary, and finally put into bins for the distribution process. Stay with us. We'll be right back around Kitsap. Welcome back to Around Kitsap. I'm with Bob Maynard, and Bob is one of the co-founders of this organization, or this satellite, which we're going to hear some more about. We're going to do a tour and see how the whole process happens, from donations, people bringing things in. Bob, take it away.
So this is what we call our intake area. And in this intake area, we do a lot of different things. We get bulk donations of diapers, for example, from our parent organization in Issaquah, and we get a lot of donations from the community. And these donations come in lots of different forms. So generally we have the car back up here, we offload them and load them in here, and this becomes then our intake table. And what we do then is we decide on a pre-sort basis, what do we need to move to get it off of this table so we can be sure that there's a lot more room for things coming in. If it's clothes, it goes into that bin. If it's toys, it goes into that bin. Now, a lot of our items come in and they're mechanical in nature. So what we do is in the corner, we actually put those in a staging area so that our mechanics can check them out. Are they functional? And number two, and more important, are they safe? We have to make sure these things are safe. So we do things like checking the functionality, and then we go online to the Consumer Product Safety Commission website and check to see if there's any recalls. And if all that's okay, then we'll put it on the floor for distribution.
Bob, tell us about these tables with wheels on it and everything that's right in here and how they came to be.
So much of what we have in this facility has been donated. And in fact, if you look at the walls, you see a blue and a red. Those are Eastside Baby Corner colors, which is really fantastic. Donated by Jim Adrian of Adrian Property Management. And actually, he donated the paint and the labor to put the paint on the walls.
Nice.
His son, you may know Nathan Adrian, his brother, Justin, built these tables for us at Bev's request. Can you build these for us, Justin? Absolutely, he said. He's helped us unload shelving equipment from Fred Meyer. He built that long table, which is our clothing sorting table. And then one of our great volunteers built that Mount Blessing in the middle.
Great.
So it's just been fantastic, the response from the community.
Great. Let's go to the next phase then.
Sounds good.
Bob, let's talk about this next step, and it looks like these volunteers are sorting.
That's correct. And what happens is the volunteers take clothes from the Mount Blessing in the clothes department, bring them over here and begin the sorting process. And as you can see, we have colors and we have sizes. So this is our initial sorting area. We break it out by girls and boys on the other side, and by sizes. Our smaller sizes are down below, our bigger sizes are up above. And so they just begin stacking virtually every kind of clothing in those age and gender categories. That sets them up for the next sorting event. So you can see Pam Walters and Bev Kincaid are busy at work. This is something that takes a lot of volunteer time, and we typically have a lot of volunteers doing this every single day.
So what's this next step, Bob?
So this is the area where the clothes come that you saw on the sorting table. The volunteers pick up the stack. I mean, you can only have so many clothes in a stack before you have to put it in the proper bin. Over there, you've got it organized according to gender and age. Over here, you break out what type of item it is and then go by age and gender as well. So you can see that we sort things out in a very discreet way, and then we do that because that's how our provider partners do the ordering. And in a lot of cases, they'll order a sleeper for a child. Sometimes they don't indicate which gender it is, so it'll be a neutral color, like these stretch sleepers down here are in the yellow color, and that means it's a neutral
Nice.
gender. So this area we keep a lot of our larger items. You can see baby gates, you can see strollers, you can see pack and plays, you can see all sorts of high chairs. These things, swings, these take a lot of space. So we try to keep them here so that they're in an easy to find place, and so that we don't stack them too high. Don't want to make this too dangerous.
Hey, Bob, talk to us about car seats.
Okay.
Can car seats be recycled and reused?
They can. They have to make sure that they're not expired. If a car seat comes in here and we look at the date and it's expired, we have no choice but to throw it away. That's just the way the rules are.
Okay, great.
If a car seat comes in and has not expired, we don't have the technicians yet on board to certify them that they're still safe. So we send them to Issaquah, and they have the certified technicians. So in the meantime, until we get our certified technician, we use only brand new car seats.
Excellent.
Behind us, we actually start having our overflow area. We do summer to winter transition.
Great.
So
great.
right now we're in the summer season, obviously,
Right,
and we
right.
don't have any call for winter items, so we keep those on a shelf. And we're looking for better ways to store that. These bags only work so. We're getting more and more boxes that actually stack more easily. Then that transitions into the toys. And this has been one of our more fun areas, because who doesn't like to fill a bag of toys? We actually have bags of toys that we give to children.
Nice.
And it's just fantastic. We have a lot of stuffed animals, which children love. We have brand new toys, which we save for special occasions like birthdays, because that way the child can get a brand new toy on their birthday.
That's great. Bob, I see that you also serve pregnant women
Correct.
that are going to give birth. Talk to us about how you support them.
Well, we believe that the health of a child begins before it's born. And so what we do is we get orders for, and we fill orders for, maternity bags. This is what we would call a big bundle. And the big bundle are all the things that the mom would need to make sure that she's able to give birth to that child at the appropriate time, and that child, to the extent we can help, is a healthy one.
Bob, this looks like a very important portion of the Eastside Baby Center West Sound, all about the food. Let's hear something about this.
What we like to do is we like to provide food. This is our nutrition center. And what it does is it organizes food of varying types. We've got formula, we've got baby food, we've got a cereal, and we organize that by type, and we organize it most importantly by date, because we are not allowed to give out anything that has expired. And so if we get items like this is October of 2016, if we get closer to October, we will take this down to a local food bank, probably Bremerton Food Line, and give it to them, because they can move
Then they
things.
can move it quickly.
They can move it more quickly than we can. But we have all this organized by type and by age. It's a very important part of what we do, because a baby has to be well nourished.
Yep.
It has to be fed. It cannot go hungry. We cannot stand for mothers to water down their formula because they want to make it last. We want to make sure that because as you know, that has a tremendous impact on the development of a child's brain.
Exactly. I see even you have bowls, sippy cups,
Right.
bottle accessories, bottle warmers, the whole gamut.
Everything. Everything needed.
Yeah, very, very impressive. Our last stop is to acknowledge volunteers, and behind Bob is this beautiful art piece, and it's the volunteer garden. Bob, tell us about this.
This is how we acknowledge the backbone of the organization, which are our volunteers. When people come in to volunteer, I make sure that we get their name on one of these flowers that we believe are part of the growing process, not only for our organization, but symbolic of the growing of the children that we're helping. And that is what our goal is. We're all volunteers here, and that's how we acknowledge it.
Excellent. Thanks for joining us around Kitsap. For more information on the Eastside Baby Corner West Sound, the website's on the screen and their phone number. If you want to be involved, if you want to make a donation. Thanks again to the Eastside Baby Corner West Sound, and thanks for joining us around Kitsap.
Thank you.